Hi, this is Matthew from Videoscene. Today I'm just going to look at the Hero5 by GoPro and just see some of the settings that we use to connect it to our live streaming setup. Currently the Hero is just sitting on a basic tripod with an aluminium housing and an aluminium connection for the tripod mounting. I have used plastic in the past, but it has tended to disintegrate under a little bit of strained use. In the housing I've taken off the side covering just to allow the connectors to be accessed reasonably easily. So let's look at the cables that I'm using. I've got one cable here which is effectively two joined together, just using some zip ties, and that's a micro HDMI cable to standard HDMI and a USB-C to USB connector. Now the reason I've kept them together is just for ease of use, and it's easier to grab one cable when you're setting up rather than trying to find lots of different ones. Now I also use a Y cable for the USB. Now this is to cut down the amount of cables that I use on the side of an event, and also to allow me to just use one charger here, where I'll just plug that in, and that'll show you that you've got one charger, and of course a minimum of 2000 or 2.1 amps is best, and that will allow me to connect both USB devices. So here I have in my Glad bag, and Glad bags, don't leave home without them. This is not a paid commercial. So inside that, what I do is I take my MDLX, which is my HDMI to SDI converter, and of course because we're not using this power adapter, we'll just put that aside for the moment. So here we've got a USB connector connected to the MDLX, and the way I have that set up is so that there's a loop on the HDMI output, so HDMI in, HDMI out, and then SDI out as well. And then what we'll do is we'll take the spare end of the USB and plug it into one of the USB ports on the USB-Y cable. Great, so that's all set up. Now the MDLX, once it's plugged in, will be powered. Now the other side of that, I plug it into the USB, which is the USB to USB-C cord for the GoPro camera. So I'll just tidy these cables up here a moment. Okay, so on the MDLX, and I'm just holding it upside down just for ease of use, we plug in the HDMI to the HDMI input. Now I'm not going to show you how I plug in the SDI cable because that's pretty self-explanatory. That just comes straight out of the MDLX and gets plugged into whatever video capture device I'm using. Right, so the other two cables, the USB-C, I just plug straight into the side of the GoPro, and the micro HDMI, I'll plug that also straight into the side. And as you see, it's a pretty simple setup from there. So one of the other advantages of having the two USB cables set up in this manner is that I don't necessarily have to have a powered setup. I have a USB power supply with two ports in it, and I can just plug the two ports, one for the USB-C and one for the decimator, straight into that, and that will power it for at least an hour. So that adds a little bit extra recording time to the Hero5. Thank you for watching. This has been a production from Videoscene. If you want to see more, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for upcoming features.